Hello, my name is John Maurer. My constructive action project with Metropolitan College in New York will be to focus on the development of a continuity of operations plan for Operation BBQ Relief, a national disaster relief organization based in Kansas City, Missouri. The plan will support BBQ Relief's mission to communities around the nation impacted by disasters. The mission of BBQ Relief is to provide comfort to those in need by connecting, inspiring, serving, and educating in communities far and wide. The organization's values include honesty, compassion, friendship, hard work, and respect for others and for resources with which they provide. Decisions and actions of BBQ Relief are made with these values in mind. They want the communities they serve to be able to state without reservation that Operation BBQ Relief upholds these values while making a positive impact. Operation BBQ Relief is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides hot meals to communities impacted by disasters and the first responders on the ground. They were founded after the Joplin, Missouri EF5 tornado in May 2011. And after disaster strikes, it can take larger organizations, local civic groups, and church groups longer to set up to feed the community or the responders. Operation BBQ Relief, with a network of volunteers and equipment across the country, responds immediately and serves hot meals, sometimes within hours of the disaster. BBQ Relief stays until those local groups are up and running, able to meet their needs and start the healing process. BBQ Relief is based in Kansas City metro area, but they have volunteers and directors in cities across the country. To date, they have served in over 30 different states and have provided over 8 million meals, according to their website. Again, Operation BBQ Relief was founded in May of 2011 in response to the Joplin tornado. Competition between barbecue teams from 8 states answered the call to help feed displaced families and emergency personnel in responding to that disaster. The group was able to serve over 120,000 meals in 11 days, and food was delivered to shelters, hospitals, senior living communities, and even the Humane Society. Volunteers loaded food into vehicles and delivered directly to families of the impacted area. The operation was made possible by all those who contributed food and supplies and funding from across the country. And today, that's the way this works as well. And here's just a view of the leadership team that ensures that the operations continue effectively today. So why the need for a continuity of operations plan? Emergencies are unplanned events that can cause significant injury or even death to the public that Operation BBQ Relief serves, as well as its employees and volunteers. Threats and hazards of all types can disrupt or close down operations, cause physical damage to facilities or assets, or harm the organization's public image. Operation BBQ Relief is one of many members of the whole community and has a responsibility to prepare and serve the community to the best of its ability after a disaster strikes. Part of that responsibility is to develop a continuity of operations plan that will allow the organization to prepare and resume service after a natural disaster. The Operation BBQ Relief COOP plan will address emergencies from all hazards approach. Per FEMA guidance and doctrine, the COOP plan will be designed to establish policy and guidance to ensure the execution of mission essential functions and to direct the relocation of personnel and resources to alternate facilities capable of supporting operations. The plan will develop procedures for alerting, notifying, activating, and deploying employees and volunteers, identifying mission essential functions, establishing an alternate facility or facilities, and ensuring personnel with authority and knowledge of functions are in place to respond. As I move forward with my constructive action, some main planning considerations include lessons from CPG 101 Part 4. Step 1 is to form a collaborative planning team. We'll need to plan ahead. A planning team should receive plenty of notice about where and when the kickoff meeting will occur. We'll set expectations and explain why participating on the planning team is important. We'll gain leadership support, including endorsement of kickoff meeting and commitment to provide team support. And we'll allow flexibility in scheduling after the first meeting, as not all team members will need to attend all meetings. As a lead planner, I'll ensure that I provide the necessary project guidance to move the process along. Step 2 is to ensure that everybody understands the situation and to ID the threats and hazards and assess risk to the organization and their operation. Step 3 will be to determine goals and objectives and operational priorities along with end states for the operations. For example, having alternate go teams and required capabilities in place before disaster strikes. Step 4 is plan development, and this includes development and analyzing courses of actions that are best suited for the plan. The team will need to consider requirements, goals, and objectives to develop several response alternatives, decision points, tasks such as who, what, where, why, and when, and how, and develop those courses of actions before selecting the best course of action. The art and science of planning will help to determine how many solutions or alternatives to consider. However, at least 2 options will be considered for this plan. Some other considerations include IDing required resources, for example, alternate forms of power generation and other logistics needs, and identifying information or intelligence needs, for example, having pre-crafted plans and weather forecasting tools in place for teams that are responding to the disaster. In step 5, this is the plan preparation, review, and approval process, which is where we'll write, review the plan, ensure all our bases are covered and priorities are determined, especially with regard to children or at-risk vulnerable groups that need to be included in the plan. And then step 6 is plan implementation and maintenance. This is the final step, and it will include execution, training and exercises, maintenance, and improvement of the plan in alignment with HCEP, the Homeland Security Exercise and Evaluation Program, principles and processes. My goal now is to use what I've learned and what I'm currently learning about the planning process, exercise program management, and exercise methodology to further develop this continuity of operations plan for Operation BBQ Relief. So the next steps will be to conduct a planning call on Tuesday, February 23rd. And I thank you, Professor Matt, for setting that up. And we will discuss the need for the plan, the planning process, and expectations with the Operation BBQ Relief team. The goal will be to facilitate the development of a useful plan and apply the project performance and control phases in the development and implementation of this plan. Following Tuesday's call, my goal will be to develop a deliverables diagram and work with the planning team to identify resources, barriers, and benefits to the plan, along with clarifying roles and responsibilities for the team and any other stakeholders. I will also put together a planning team communications plan and will determine the evaluation process and proposed timeline with milestones. And finally, the master task list product, which has been recommended by Professor Matt.